Welcome. Tonight we delve into the unsettling corners of the human imagination. We present 3 short tales designed to disturb, to linger, and perhaps to make you question the silence around you. These are not jump scares. These are slow, burns creeping dreads. Watch with caution, and perhaps not alone. Our first story comes from the depths of online forums, a chilling account simply titled, "The Autocorrect." A user on a horror forum recounted this experience. He described himself as a night owl, often working late into the early hours of the morning. One night, he was chatting with a friend online, a casual conversation about their day. He typed, "I'm feeling pretty tired," but his phone auto-corrected it to, "I'm feeling pretty tired, he's watching." He chuckled, attributing it to a glitch. He corrected it and sent the message. A few minutes later, he typed, "I think I'll go to bed soon." But again, autocorrect intervened. This time it read, "I think I'll go to bed soon, he's closer." Now he felt a prickle of unease. He dismissed it as a strange coincidence, a quirk of the algorithm. He corrected the message but decided to test it. He typed, "This is so weird." The autocorrect. "This is so weird, he's behind you," his heart pounded. He swiveled in his chair, scanning the room. Nothing. Just shadows and the hum of his computer. He tried to rationalize it. Maybe his friend was playing a prank. But the messages were only appearing on his end. He decided to push it further, a decision he would later regret. He typed, "Who is he?" The autocorrect. "Who is he? He knows your name." Panic set in. He unplugged his laptop, severing the connection. He scrambled back from his desk, his eyes darting around the room. He grabbed a heavy book, his only weapon. He stood there, frozen, listening. The silence was deafening, broken only by the frantic beating of his own heart. Then he heard it. A faint scratching sound coming from just outside his bedroom door. He held his breath, his grip tightening on the book. The scratching stopped. He waited, every muscle tense. Then a whisper, so faint he almost didn't hear it. It sounded like his own name. Our second tale explores the unsettling nature of childhood fears and the things that lurk in the dark. Closet. A young boy no older than 7 was afraid of the dark. Every night he insisted on leaving a nightlight on, its soft glow barely piercing the shadows that danced across his bedroom walls. But his greatest fear wasn't the darkness itself. It was the closet. He was convinced something lived in there. Something unseen. Something malevolent. Every night before he climbed into bed, he would stare at the closet door, his heart pounding in his chest. He imagined eyes watching him from the darkness within. One night, his parents, exasperated by his constant fear, decided to address it head-on. His father, a large, imposing man, knelt down beside him. "There's nothing in the closet," he said firmly. "We'll prove it to you." He opened the closet door, revealing a jumble of clothes, toys, and boxes. "See?" he said. "Nothing to be afraid." For the boy remained unconvinced. "Look closer," he whispered. "It hides." His father sighed, but he rummaged through the closet, pulling out items one by one. He found nothing. "Happy now?" he asked. The boy shook his head. "It's behind the clothes," he insisted. His father, growing impatient, pulled all the clothes out of the closet, leaving it completely bare. "There, empty. Now go to sleep." He tucked the boy into bed and turned off the light, leaving only the nightlight on. As he reached the door, the boy called out, "Daddy, look!" His father turned back. The boy was pointing at the closet. In the back of the closet, barely visible in the dim light, was a pair of eyes. They were wide, unblinking, and filled with an unholy light. His father stared, frozen in terror. He couldn't move, couldn't speak. The eyes blinked, and then a voice, raspy and low, whispered from the darkness, "He's right behind you." Our final story delves into the unsettling world of dreams and the terrifying possibility that they might not be entirely our own, the smiling man. It began with a dream, A vivid, unsettling dream. A young woman found herself walking down a long, dark corridor. The walls were lined with doors, each one slightly ajar. A cold draft swept through the corridor, carrying with it a faint, sickly sweet smell. As she walked, she heard a faint tapping sound, growing louder with each step. She turned a corner and saw him. A man standing at the end of the corridor. He was tall and thin, dressed in a dark suit, but it was his face that was truly disturbing. He had an unnaturally wide smile, stretching from ear to ear. His eyes were black and empty, devoid of any emotion. He didn't speak. He simply stood there smiling. She woke up in a cold sweat, her heart pounding in her chest. She tried to dismiss it as just a bad dream, but the image of the smiling man lingered in her, and the next night she had the same dream. The same corridor, the same tapping sound, the same smiling man. This time he was closer. Night after night, the dream returned. Each time, the smiling man was closer, his smile wider, his eyes more empty. She tried to fight it, to stay awake, but sleep always claimed her. One night she found herself standing just a few feet away from the smiling man. He reached out a long, pale hand and touched her face. His touch was cold and clammy. She woke up screaming. She was paralyzed with fear. She couldn't move, couldn't speak. She lay there, staring at the ceiling, her heart pounding in her chest. Then she saw it. A shadow in the corner of her room. A tall, thin figure dressed in a dark suit. And then she saw the smile. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. The smiling man walked towards her, his smile growing wider with each step. He leaned over her, his face just inches from hers. He whispered in her ear, "I've been waiting for you. Sleep well, if you can, and remember, sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones we tell ourselves."